Hello, Libra. Welcome. My name is Tina. Thanks for joining me today. We are here to do your monthly reading for December 2024. So let's start off by pulling a message from the Inner Peace deck. All right, please show me the one message that will be most beneficial for the sign of Libra. Okay. Okay. Gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Yeah, so gratitude is one of those things that, when it comes to spirituality, is probably not talked about enough. When you're sitting in gratitude, it connects you. It connects you to source. It puts your heart space in a higher frequency. So I love that we got this. So each of these cards come with a divine assignment. So I'm going to read the assignment for this one. Have you been focusing your attention on lack? You may feel pressure from the world to be more, have more, and do more. But your true self already knows that you are enough. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, take a moment to identify all of the things you are grateful for. What is going well in your life? What are you thankful for? When we connect to all that is well with care, we can transform our suffering into freedom. Okay, so sit in gratitude. Beautiful way to start off. Okay, let's dive into some tarot. All right. So I will remind you that I have personal readings available through my website, and you can find the link to my website in the description. I keep my prices really, really affordable so that readings are accessible to everybody. And I remind you of this because, you know, we're tapping into communal energy here, and so the messages are not always going to resonate because I cannot tap into everybody's specific situation. So if the message doesn't resonate today, don't try to force it. But what I will say, this is a monthly reading, so come back in 2 weeks and see if it resonates then, because you'd be surprised how often that happens. But otherwise, you know, check out the other readings on my channel, and also consider booking a personal reading. All right, current energy for the sign of Libra, December 2024. Okay. So I'm going to lay down all the cards first onto the table, and then we'll talk about them each. Okay, overall energy for December for Libra. Knight of Swords. Okay. The recent past. Seven of Cups. The central or core issue for this month for Libra. Nine of Cups. Very nice. What is a challenge that Libra will face this month? Knight of Pentacles. Potential fears that Libra will face this month. Nine of Pentacles. What does Libra not see coming this month? King of Swords. All right, and what is the outcome for December 2024 for the sign of Libra? Five of Swords. Okay, let's take a quick look at the bottom of the deck. Oh, we have the World. Here we go. All right, so the bottom of the deck for me is not the main player. It's usually energy that's kind of already existing, and it has a hand on all of this. It's worth noting though. So the World is completing a cycle. I consider it to be a card of evolution. It's not necessarily an end. It means that you've kind of completed one chapter and it's time to turn the page to the next one. So it's not an ending per se, but it's kind of the next phase of whatever's going on, okay? So let's look here. So overall, Libra, your month is feeling like the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is fast moving, kind of abrupt, sometimes a little careless energy, but it usually surrounds new knowledge, new truth, an incoming kind of bit of clarity or truth on a situation. And it's going to have whatever this incoming information is to you is going to play out through the month. Okay. Now, the Knight of Swords, like I say, it comes in kind of fast and sometimes a little abrupt. Can be a little reckless in nature. So just be aware of that if this is something that has not occurred for you yet. Okay. So it can kind of put some ripples in the water. Just maybe it comes in kind of blunt or a little careless, that sort of thing. Okay. So your recent past sees you as the Seven of Cups. That's kind of it can be kind of two things. It can be kind of a dreamy or kind of thinking of all the possibilities, a state of just like, oh, I have all these options in front of me. Where do I go? What do I choose? It can also kind of be a state of indecision or just kind of like not knowing exactly what route to go. Can be fantasizing, all those things. So kind of a dreamy state or just having a lot of options to go for. Or sometimes it's a card of also kind of being swayed and like being distracted by you have this, but you're always kind of, it's kind of that shiny object syndrome. Okay. So your core issue, Nine of Cups. I mean, so this can, of course, mean this is a beautiful card. It's a card of very positive energy. It's happiness. It's the card of happiness. And it's kind of the minor arcana version of the sun. It's just feeling contentment. And now, seeing that this is a central issue, it can mean that you're finding that it can be like, something happens. Maybe this new clarity in your life is bringing you into this state of, wait a minute, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting for. I feel good now. But it can also be, since it's an issue, it can also be like, and maybe because of being in this state, a little bit of the Seven of Cups, previous to this month, it can be really kind of wrapping your head around, how do I get here? How do I get to this? I want the Nine of Cups. I want to be in this happiness zone. I want to find happiness. How do I get there? So either something is coming into your life that's going to actually be that ding, ding, ding. You're going to be like, oh my goodness. Or you're in this state of desiring this, okay? So the challenge you are going to face this month is the Knight of Pentacles. When this is in a challenge position, I oftentimes I kind of feel like it's about that something you are wanting something in your day-to-day life to come into you. You're wanting some sort of offer, and it just is taking too long. It's not coming in fast enough for you. It needs to happen. You're desiring it, or you're just, it can, maybe it's not about taking too long. Maybe it's just not happening. This offer that you're waiting for is not coming and you're feeling challenged by it. But sometimes it is there. It's just, or it's just taking too long. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of all the knights. Knights are all, you have two knights here, right? The fastest moving and the slowest moving, okay? The Knight of Swords is all about mental, logic, clarity, truth, that sort of things, the mind. Pentacles is day-to-day tangible things. So like a tangible offer, a job offer, an offer of commitment, things like that. That's the difference between these two knights. But something is not, you've been wanting this. I think just my sense is it's something you've been wanting to come in and it's just taking too long. It's not happening. Okay. Fear. So your fear. Are you feeling like, is there a little bit of fear of independence? This can be, if this is in the fear position, the Nine of Pentacles can represent fearing independence, flying solo on something, on some aspect of your life. It can be literally being single, having a fear of being alone and living life alone. It can be fear of, it can be a little bit of insecurities, like feeling you're not good enough, not having the confidence, because this card is a card of confidence, independence. Now, the independence part doesn't have to mean single. It means not being needy. So maybe you have a fear of that you are being too needy, that sort of thing. But I'm kind of sensing if the Nine of Pentacles is in the fear position, it's going to be one of two things. Usually a fear of being alone or independent or flying solo, that fear of that. So if you're in a relationship that you're considering leaving or you've just left or something, this can be a fear for you of being alone. It can also just be insecurities. Okay. Now, what you don't see coming is the King of Swords, which I find very interesting since you got the overall energy as the Knight of Swords. The King of Swords is logical. It means now, and also don't look at gender. None of my readings are ever about gender. They are always the vibe. So you can be male or female and embody a king energy, okay? King of Swords is very decisive, logic driven. Like I said, not very emotional. Isn't going to look at a situation emotionally, but and usually I read energies like this. Whenever it's in this what you don't see coming, it's always a little bit of the wild card for me. I usually read all these cards as your energy, but since it's in this position, I still favor the fact that it's your energy, but it absolutely for some of you could be somebody else in your environment coming in, okay? Or existing. This is the card of Aquarius. But yeah, usually if it's your energy, what you don't realize is you're going to step into a very unemotional way to resolve something. You are going to find you're all of a sudden what I'm picking up is that some of you are something's going to happen this month or come in and you know that see this is interesting because you have very much so emotions and feelings right here at the core issue, and then what you don't see coming is kind of the other side of that, of logic, unemotional, just the facts ma'am kind of thing. So I think that you are embodying this. Something is going to come arise that maybe normally you would guide with your heart, and you're coming to the realization, oh, I need to rule by my head on this. Enough of this heart thing that I'm stuck in. Okay. Now for your outcome, it's the Five of Swords. I wish it was a more beautiful outcome, but sometimes we need to go through these things to get to the next step. Okay. We did pull the World card, so it might have something to do with that. But the Five of Swords it can be a card of, and I will, before we even describe it, the fives in the tarot deck of each suit is a transition phase, okay? And a lot of times there's kind of some bumps in the road in that transition phase. It's a little rocky and rough. Five of Swords is usually an argument, or it's feeling a little sense of betrayal or just spitefulness. It can be all these kind of, it's not a positive card. It can also be a little bit of arrogance on your part. But I actually am feeling like something is going to, I want you to look at this picture. This deck has a very interesting take on this card, and you'll see this woman rips out this fella's heart, and there's some like stitches over it showing like and she has something in her hand that is probably a heart. Okay, and she's kind of got half of her face concealed, and I mean, I'm kind of reading that's your energy. A lot of people will read this, a lot of readers will read this card as something happening to you, but I often read it can just be an argument with someone else, but I often read it as you are the one that actually maybe gets a little petty, gets a little petty and things can go down. And maybe you are rightfully, you have the rightful position to do that. I'm not judging here or anything, but this can be you being in this energy of like, oh yeah, that's what I think. Well, let me just grab your heart and yank it out. How you like that? And usually it's just harsh words, right? Okay. Hmm. I would say that that makes this really kind of beautiful here. I think maybe the key, you're going through some transition here. Something's going down this month, okay? And what you really want is happiness, right? What you really want is happiness, but I think you're going to have to go through a little bit of rocky time to get there, but you will get there. And I think it's beautiful that we pulled this card in the beginning. You know, when things get a little rough, I'd say sit in a place of gratitude, get into your heart space and think of things you love. If that's your dog or cat, do that. Your children, you know, a childhood friend, some special memory, a place you visited, you know, get in that joyful place, that place that you kind of just like, feel, and then get into a state of gratitude and think about the beautiful things that are in your life or have been in your life. Okay. It elevates your frequency. That's why I'm kind of pushing on it. You're ending in a little bit of a low frequency this month. And so it's going to be really important, I think, to pull on that and raise those vibrations. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated and was helpful. If you have not yet subscribed, I hope that you will choose to do so. And if you do, I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.